Hello, everyone. My name's Nicholas Edwards, and today I've got a guest with me, Veronica Goodman, who is an inpatient social worker for Ridgeview Behavioral Health. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of the social injustices in our community. Veronica, tell me a little bit about your everyday job. What do you do? What are some supports that you do for these people? And in particular, what resources are available for mental health in this society as we know it right now?
Well, as a social worker, typically some of our responsibilities are to connect the individuals that are in crisis with outpatient uh, work or any kind of outpatient facilities that might be available to them within the community. But Ridgeview is one of the only mental health services that we have in the surrounding counties, besides when you get into Knoxville. And even then, there's not that much support. So Ridgeview pretty much offers some of the majority of the mental health uh, services we have within the surrounding 5 counties. Um, a lot of stuff that we do is case management and medication management for individuals as well as therapy. But we also have criminal justice liaisons that help individuals with legal issues. We have Ridgeview Cares, which helps the individuals who struggle with substance abuse, who have contracted AIDS. And we also have the STOP program, which is an intensive outpatient program for individuals with substance abuse issues. Um, and from there, we also try to help individuals connect with services such as Safety Net, which is the state of Tennessee offers to help pay for individuals' care. And also with medication coverage such as CoverRx. But a lot of individuals in this area either can't make it to the surrounding counties to get this kind of help due to transportation issues, and they also don't meet their insurance requirements, which is having to have TennCare or um, self-paying for these services. So we have to deal with a lot of this.
Okay, so you mentioned the overall drug epidemic in this city, in this county, in this region.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe that it's co-occurring with mental illness and just overall poverty and just really not having any access to any resources, any help?
Yes, I absolutely do. We see a lot of individuals who have co-occurring disorders. A lot of times they're trying to cover up their mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also lack of education and lack of ability to get to services as well.
Okay. So if let's say a person comes into you and they're having a lot of different issues with substance abuse and you notice that they might be schizophrenic, for example,
Mm-hmm.
what services could you provide with them and if they are placed into inpatient care after they're discharged, what kind of services are available to them in this county? Are there any?
Not really, because when an individual has schizophrenia or any kind of psychosis like disorder, a lot of our local rehabilitation programs will not accept individuals that have some kind of psychosis, whether it be meth-induced psychosis or any kind of psychosis due to a mental health disorder. So, being able to try to help individuals get into treatment is an obstacle we face a lot, and a lot of them have to go home, back into the area where they were using at one point, and then having to be on waiting lists for other facilities to get in, which is not a good overall decision.
Okay. So pretty much as they taught us in my undergrad program, which my bachelor's is in psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and you can verify if this is correct because you are the professional in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's recommended that you don't go back into the situation that you once left because you know all the hookups, you
Right.
know everything, you know how to get the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you provide assistance on transitioning people like out of their communities, or are they, by the time they get to you, or is it too late for that? Do they have to rely solely on the state?
It's a lot of relying solely on the state. They don't have the resources that they need, and by the time they get to me, it's typically because of they're in deep amounts of crisis. Well, I'm a crisis stabilization unit, so it's hard to be able to transition people, and also we don't have the funding. We don't have the money it takes to do those kinds of services.
Okay, so one way that I think would help benefit the entire community, because in this city right now there are absolutely no mental health facilities.
None.
There's actually just one doctor
Mm-hmm.
in the entire city.
Yeah.
Which this city's not the smallest thing in the world. Yes, it's a small town, but there's a lot of square miles to cover, especially when you get on the back roads and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I would think would be beneficial is to start from the ground up. Start with a facility. Open a mental health facility. Get more doctor's offices in this town. And the way we can do that is to apply for grants, apply for funding through the government. So, do you think there would be any barriers to that?
I think that that's a really good idea, and it's something we should look into and push forward. But I think that starting from something smaller and more attainable, and then working yourself up might be better to show the need that the community might have.
Okay, so pretty much you're suggesting a grassroots approach where you go to town hall meetings and start raising awareness and bringing education into the community before we ask for funding, because if we get funding and then we get these places opened and no one goes, then they'll just close down. There won't be enough funding for it because there won't be any insurance going in.
Right.
So what we could do first is start a grassroots project. Go to town hall meetings, put up flyers, give out pamphlets. Go to the doctor's office that's here. We do have a dentist office. Maybe even putting pamphlets or something in the dentist office. And we got to plant this seed in people's minds to get access to better health care.
Right.
I consider mental health care because if you're not healthy mentally, you can't be healthy physically. Any more barriers to the problems that we face in this community other than substance abuse? Do you feel like if we gave proper education to like the families, then there would be more acceptance, there would be more treatment, and there wouldn't be this many problems as in particular the children got older? Okay, so
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so if we educate the parents to get treatment for the children, they're more likely to access services if there's more services available.
Education is key.
Okay. I appreciate you coming and talking to me today, Veronica, and I hope you have a good night.
You do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.